Hi, I'm back and we're going to talk about first impressions as it pertains to your website. So one of the things that makes me totally cray-cray when I visit a website is when I'm looking for information that it seems to be out of date, that nothing has been added recently. If there's a calendar on there, there's nothing that's been added for 6 months. Maybe it's a broken link. When I click on something, it doesn't take me anywhere. Or there's typos everywhere, which tells me they're not very detail oriented or paying attention. When I see things like that, I'm wondering, are they still in business? I'm going to go online and start looking for other things that might show me with more current and up-to-date information. But that could be the loss of a potential customer. So think about when you've gone to other websites, the things that you like and you don't like. One, we want it to be really easy to navigate. You know, people do not stay on your website forever. So we want it to be attractive. We want to try to engage people, and we want to put information in a way that is easily accessible so they can get the highlights. Yes, they can dig in a little deeper and read more, you know, if we click a little button, but let's give them exactly what they're looking for and what they need and go from there. Also, updating your website will help with your SEO, which is search engine optimization. We're going to talk more about that later. It's like this big black hole, makes me crazy, but it's really important. And Google really can be your friend because they are taking over the universe. So we'll talk more about that too. So also on websites is I always want to see what people look like. And part of that is, and you've heard me say this before, if you are touching my body or my money, I want to see who you are. I want to know your why, because I want to see if you're someone I might be able to relate to. We don't have to like or agree on everything, right? But I want to get a sense of who you are. So if you want to list all your credentials and education, yeah, that's really cool. I assume you have that if you're doing what you're doing. But I really want to know the essence of who you are and why you're doing, why you decided to quit your job and go on this path or whatever, right? That's what gets people excited, and that's where your passion's going to lie, and that's what people are going to connect to. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that your website is easy to navigate, where people can clearly find what they're looking for. So there's a trend now, and I hated it at first, but I'm kind of liking it because I think it's really, I don't know, I think it's just working well for the clients that started using it. It's almost like just a landing page. So all your information may be on the front page of the website. You don't have to scroll down forever, but there's little snippets that can link you to more information about what people are looking for. So at a glance, they can go boom, 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 see the highlights, click on it if they want more. But it's just one virtual landing page, which is kind of cool. For people that have a lot of information on their site, it is really helpful to have those navigation menus at the top and the bottom. So we'll talk kind of more about that. But navigation is important. You want people to find it. You know, it's really hard for us not to be emotionally attached to this because it's our baby, right? And that's why groups like this, a really trusted business associate, someone with a fresh pair of eyes. There's reasons why I did every single thing on my website. But if it's not working for my clients, it's kind of a moot point, right? So sometimes I can't see the forest for the trees. So it's always best to ask someone that you trust to give you some of that valuable feedback. You need to own who you are and make it yours, no doubt. But let's look at what the objective is too. And also, you always want to make sure that people are able to contact you. So, little tip, we'll talk about this later. When I design business cards for people, very rarely do I suggest them putting their email address on it. And you know why? Because your business card is your most inexpensive marketing material. And I want the logo, my tag, and my website on there, and my phone number. But I want people to go to my website. Everything you create and market should direct people to your website because that is the whole story. It's an evergreen brochure because it's material that's always going to be out there. You can update it as you need to, and then you don't have to tell the whole story on your business card or an ad that you're paying $100 for this little teeny tiny ad, right? So always, always, always direct people to your website, and that's where they get all the information so that you can have something that's more classy and attractive and reinforces your brand instead of trying to get a lot of text into an itty bitty piece of space. And also, when people do try to cram in a bunch of information, and I'm digressing here, I'm going to assume you're telling me everything about you. And if there's something on there that doesn't click with me, then I'm not even going to go check you out. Because, all right, you told me a whole story. I can't find anything that fits. I don't need those services. Bye-bye. But sometimes you may have 2 or 3 different services that you offer, but we may only talk about one when I meet you, and I want to contact you. So I'm going to go to her website. I'm going to check it out. And when I go there, I'm like, oh, not only does she do this, she also does this, and so needs that, and I've been wanting to try that. So, get my point? All right, I digress again, but we'll talk more about that later. But your website is key. It is the mountain which everything is built upon. We always want to direct to our website, and that's why it's such an important piece. I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you some more things to consider adding to your website.